Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. This is Geeta. Let me thank all of you for your valuable support and comments, which of course encourages me. Let us get into another BRS. You may think that why one more BRS? Because the question of November 2020, it's for 10 marks, and I feel it's slightly a tricky question. I won't call it as a very tough question. It's slightly the language which is tricky. You should try to understand. And anything by practice will be easier. When you make practice and practice, practice will make a man perfect. So let us get into the video. Be patient because the video may be slightly a longer one because it's for 10 marks. Moreover, the language is, as I said, it is slightly tricky, and I wanted to explain you thoroughly so that you don't have any confusion when you face any such type of question. Okay, let us get into the video. On 31/3/2020, Mahesh's cash book showed a bank overdraft of rupees 98,700. See here, the book showed on 31/3/2020, and you are asked to prepare bank reconciliation statement as on 31/3/2020. So this is the closing date of any company. So you have to prepare an adjusted cash book. Though the question doesn't specifically ask you to prepare an adjusted cash book, you must understand that at the end of an accounting year, it is compulsory to prepare an adjusted cash book. If you're still having a doubt, you just leave an assumption that it is assumed that the books are closed on 31/3/2020. So an adjusted cash book is being prepared. So let us get into point wise. So first one is that it is an overdraft as per cash book. Out of the total checks, 8,900 issued on 27th March, one check of 7,400 presented for payment on 4th April. So it is that in a cash book, when we issue the checks, we write it on the credit side. This all of you know that. So when I was issuing, already my balance is an overdraft balance. Now what happened? Over and above the overdraft, I have issued some more checks. So one check is of 7,400. This has increased my overdraft balance in my cash book. But this check was not passbook. I'm writing here. Passbook. This check was not presented in my bank. So bank will debit, has to debit me if it is presented. Bank has not debited me. So in bank, the overdraft I have told you, take it as a loan. The loan is not increased. Okay. So to this extent, my overdraft is less in my bank. So this item will go to my BRS because it is a timing difference. Next check 1,500. This was handed over to the customer and returned by him. The customer himself has brought back the check to us, and in lieu of that, a new check of the same amount was issued on 1st April. So on before 31st March, no new check was issued, but he has returned it before 31st March and we have received it. When we issued, we would have returned this site by customer account 1,500. Now this fellow has brought it back to us, so we have to debit it because the check has got cancelled. So when you cancel it, you have to write it on the debit side. So this should go to your adjusted cash book. So this will go into our adjusted cash book, because in lieu of that, we are going to issue on 1st April. That will be the next month calculation. So now moving on to the next point. Out of the total cash and checks, so the company has deposited some cash and check totaling 6,800 on 24th March. And one check 2,600 was cleared on 3rd April. This is a BRS one. I have deposited a check of 2,600. Okay. So the moment I deposit something, I will reduce my loan. Clear? So that we will look into later. This will go into our BRS. See, one more check. The other check of 500 was returned dishonored by the bank. So I came to know, here also I came to know on 4th April that these checks were not presented for payment. Here, this check 500 was dishonored. I have deposited this check into the bank. When I deposited, I wrote on this side. But the bank has returned that check saying that it is dishonored. For some reason or the other, it is dishonored. Now I have to write it in my cash book, this check to this side to cancel it. Okay. So this will go into my adjusted cash book. Hope you understand this point very clear, because this check has been dishonored. First, what I did, when I put the check, I would have entered on the receipt side to customer account. I have deposited the check of 500. But now what happened? The bank has returned that check as dishonored. Some reason or the other, payment may not be there, the date may not be correct, or something or the other reason, bank has dishonored this check. They are not going to make payment till we collect a new check from the customer and deposit it. So we have to cancel it. So we have to debit the customer. Whenever there is a dishonor, we have to debit the customer and credit our bank column of the cash book. So this will go into our adjusted cash book. Now moving on to this bank charges. Bank charges, we already know that it is debited by the bank. It is going to increase my overdraft, and I have to, because now I know, so I'm going to enter it on the credit side as bank charges and interest. This will go into my adjusted cash book. Next one, a check deposited in another account. What happens? See here, I got two accounts. This account is something else. Suppose this account number is 001. Take it like this. This account number is 001. But a customer gave me a check for account number 002. This was wrongly credited to this account by bank. So it is a mistake of bank. A check deposited in another account. What I did, I took this check number, suppose check number 501. I took this check number, I didn't put it on this account. I had put it on this account, another account. But bank has wrongly credited this account. So we are preparing BRS for this account number. For example, take it as 001. So this is a wrong credit given by the bank. This will go to our BRS, because anything wrongly debited or credited by bank, we cannot do anything. This has happened in the passbook, not in the cash book. So if any wrong thing, any credit is there, can I just strike off my passbook and write the right balance? I cannot do that, because it's not the account maintained by me. And even if I take it to the accountant or cashier in the bank, will he cut off and overwrite that and give me the passbook? No, they have to pass some rectification entry or adjusting entry or reversal entry, whatever the case may be. That has to be corrected by the bank through their journal. So we are not to touch that. So this will go into our BRS. Again, see what happened. Now, again from this bank account, 001, I have issued a check. By customer account, I have issued a check. And what I did, I have increased my overdraft. But bank has wrongly debited this account, they are debiting. They are not debiting this account. So in passbook, this amount is not debited by the bank. So my overdraft is not increased again due to mistake of bank. It is the other way, like a credit. You can take it like that. This will also go into our BRS because it is a mistake of the bank. Now see, the other one is a debit of 3,500 appearing in the bank statement. So clearly it says that the bank statement shows a debit of 3,500 for an unpaid check. What we did, we have deposited one check. Here itself we have written in our cash book. I am writing again here. This is our account number 001. I have deposited a check of 3,500 on any date. Suppose I am taking it as on 27th March. Okay. I have deposited this check. But bank, what they did, they have returned this check as out of date. Any check, if we receive, that has to be deposited within 3 months. The customer would have given us before 3 months, or it must have been kept in the customer place for a very long time, and now when we deposit it in the bank, the date is over. So what the bank did, it just debited us. Okay, but what we did, we have received the check and we have redated the check. So the check, once we enter into our receipt side, need not to be entered again and again, because the same check we are redating. So you must understand this point. This check is again sent to bank for collection. This check is again sent to bank for collection. But this will remain here as uncollected. You understand? This is will be like check deposited but not yet collected. Like that only. So this will go to our BRS. Hope you are clear with this, because this is a check. Again, I am explaining. A check is received from a customer and this check was deposited into bank at that time already 3 months over. So this check has become outdated. So for that reason, bank has debited us. It was not ready. Debited means it has given back the check to us. What we did, we have redated the check. We put 5th April or 4th April. See here, they have put the date of 5th April and again deposited this check into bank. So let it be appearing here, because it will be a timing difference. It will be get collected in the month of April. So as good as check deposited but not yet collected by bank. So this will go to our BRS. This one is very simple one. Bank has credited 1,000 rupees as an interest. This will go to my adjusted cash book, because I know this. I can enter into my adjusted cash book account. Now moving on to the next point. A customer who received a cash discount of 4% on his account. All of you know that cash discounts are allowed to encourage early payment. So when a customer has made payment on his account, he has to pay 1 lakh. But when he made the payment earlier, he availed a discount of 4%. That is 4,000 rupees. So he would have given a check of 96,000. But the cashier erroneously, by mistake, he entered on the cash book on the receipt side as 1 lakh. But actually, what has gone to the bank? In bank, it is only 96,000. So I wrote 4,000 rupees extra by mistake. So what I have to do? I have to remove that 4,000 rupees. So I have to go and write it on the credit side. So this will also go to my adjusted cash book. So now we are going to prepare the bank reconciliation statement with the adjusted cash book of Mahesh. Hope you are very, very clear with that, and be patient till the sum is over by balance brought down. This is an overdraft balance. Overdraft balance is 98,700. So I just show you item wise. Second one, let us go into this. 1,500 was handed over. In lieu of that, we have already issued another check. So what I have to do? I have to reverse that check. So customer account, I have to debit it 1,500. In lieu of that, another check was issued. So returned. As on 31st March, this check got cancelled and it is turned off and it is with me. Okay. Next point which is going to BRS is the check which was dishonored. So the check which was given for 500, for some reason or the other, this was dishonored by the bank. So now customer account, you have to debit and credit this bank account with 500. So always write the detail here, dishonored check. Okay. So now moving on to the next point of BRS. So let me see that. Has gone to our adjusted cash book. I have taken 1,500 in my cash book. Now I have to go to bank charges. So bank charges, I have to make it on the credit side because payment has gone by bank charges. That is 35 rupees and interest on by interest. I'm writing in short, you can write it in full. 2,800 bank interest. You can write it as bank interest. So next thing is that we have taken that charges. Next one will go to BRS. This will also go to BRS. Now this interest on deposit. So bank has allowed us, allowed means it gave us to interest on deposit. So I got an amount of 1,000 credited by bank. So now last one is this check which was erroneously entered as the gross amount. So I have to take the differential amount. To cancel it, I have to take it here. Customer account. Because I debited the customer account with 1 lakh. So now I am writing here cash discount. Erroneously entered that side. So cash discount allowed will come to this side. And now I am going to total my cash book. That's all in my adjusted cash book. So the total comes to 98,700 plus 500 plus 35 plus 2,860 plus 4,000 comes to 1 lakh 6,095. So I'm going to copy the same 1 lakh 6,095. Now I have to subtract from that 2,500. So 106,095 minus 2,500. So this comes to 103,595. This is my balance carried down. The balance carried down on the debit side means it is again an overdraft. So now write the balance brought down here. Always don't forget to write the balance brought down because ICI will look how you are presenting everything. 103,595. 5. This is again an overdraft balance. So now we are moving on with the balance as per cash book. Cash book overdraft 103,595. There will be some add, some less. Okay. So we are going to write add and we are going to write less items also. So first thing is that we are going to see this was check issued but not presented for payment. So when I issue the check, I have told you, I have increased the overdraft balance, but it was not presented at all. So to this extent, bank would have not increased my overdraft. So this will go into my less item. So bank will not increase my overdraft by this amount. So I'm going to write here check issued but not presented for payment. I know you are all busy in preparing your exam. I don't want to waste your time, but still some questions are very, very important. That's why I'm putting check issued but not presented for payment is 7,400. The next item is wrong credit by the bank. So when it has given me a wrong credit, it is reducing my overdraft in the bank. Wrong credit by bank was 1,550. So this is also reducing my overdraft balance in bank. Again, they have not debited me. That is, they did not. There is a mistake. Mistake by bank. They did not debit me. Again, this is another way of credit only. Wrong credit. Or they did not debit means it's a wrong credit only. So they have debited an another account. This account should have been debited. Okay, so this will all reduce my overdraft balance in the bank. And which will add, I have deposited a check. And I thought that my loan has come down. But it is not yet cleared. So bank has not reduced my overdraft. There, the overdraft has become more to this extent. Check deposited. Hope it's clear to you. Check deposited, not cleared. This is 2,600. That was a check. And another check for outdated one, which has been, that is also as good as check deposited, not cleared. That is 3,500. So the total of this is 6,100, for which I have reduced my overdraft balance in my cash book, but bank has not reduced it because it has not yet collected those as on 31st March. These checks were not collected by the bank, so they are not showing it on the credit side. Sorry. 109. This is, I just take it up. 109,695. So the total of this is 7,400, 1,550 and 800 is 9,750 minus 950. So that comes to, see, this much is the overdraft increase and the overdraft is decreased by these amounts. So now the overdraft balance is 99,945. It's only the language, slightly that check which was returned dishonored, where you have to take either to BRS or to cash book. Definitely, when you know very clearly it is dishonored, you have to take it to adjusted cash book. Balance as per bank statement. It is also, don't forget to write overdraft. I hope it's very, very clear. Still, you have any doubt, kindly leave it in the comment box. I'll be happy to answer you. Thank you for watching.